Okay, we're here with actor Arash Mokhtar. He was just recently seen on ABC's Forever getting killed through a taxi seat with a sword
Yes.
just this past Tuesday night. Why don't you talk a little bit about your journey from when you first wanted to become an actor into where it's led you to where you are today?
Okay. I actually did not go to drama school. I wasn't a kid that was like, I always want to be an actor. I actually was a painter. I always wanted to be a visual artist, and I was. I went to art school. I was the guy they called upon to make movies in art school. I was their actor, their go-to guy. And when I moved to New York, I guess I realized one day in the studio, among my paintings and my other projects, sculpture projects, screenplay projects, because I wrote as well, that I had divided what I really wanted to do was performance, and I broke it up into all these different elements my whole life. And I don't know, I guess that's why I say I was probably a closeted actor for a very long time. And not that I don't enjoy painting, I love being a visual artist, and I still do it, but performance, telling stories, being a part of the narrative, that was really what I wanted to do. So at that moment, I couldn't hide from myself any longer, and it was like, you're in New York, if this is what you want to do, you're in a good place for it, but you better go get trained. And so I did. I set out to go get trained.
And where did you get your training?
Well, I cobbled my training together, really. I was lucky. I went to some writing workshops. I met some directors through that. I was very fortunate to meet a lot of good mentors who are members of the Actors Studio, who saw some of my work on camera in some classes and were like, I think you should study this. And so I kind of got pulled into their circle and under their wing and studied with them. And I took voice classes. I took a lot of things at different schools, Terry Shriver's, and studied with Peter Jensen for a while. Different actors, different acting teachers, different mentors that I have, different techniques, different styles. And honestly, I just started joining some theater companies. And so while I was studying in classes, I was also trying to book jobs. And that's, I guess, always really been my MO. Even in art school, I was like, I don't want you to teach me painting. I want you to teach me the stuff, the technical stuff.
Right.
How do you weld? How do you make a mold?
Right.
So when it came to acting, it was like, well, how are you truthful in an imaginary circumstance?
Right.
I mean, how do you do that? Because I was stuck. I mean, you could pretend it for only so long until you realize you're pretending. And then you're like, I really need to know what this really is. And so I think that's where a lot of technical training comes in.
If you think about it, though, being a visual artist and being an actor, you have to put your spin on things and take the project or your character to wherever you want it to go. So in a way, they're very similar.
I think they're similar. Yeah. I think it's helpful anyway because I can. I mean, it's helpful, and I think it's dangerous. And I say dangerous only because I think you can get a very clear picture of what it's supposed to be. And I think it's very seductive to try to recreate that picture. Whereas I think the truth may be something messier, something that you didn't think of yet, something that you actually need to explore by experiencing the play or experiencing the script, rather than trying to just color it.
Now, are you still involved in theater, or are you pursuing film and television?
No, I'm still involved in theater, actually. I have a regional gig I'm going to go do in January. I have an audition for a show coming up this week.
Very cool.
So, yeah, no, I still very much look to theater as well.
And what are some of your favorite theater experiences that you've had and characters that you've played?
I've been asked this question a lot, and it's always a hard question. Not because I haven't enjoyed things, but because I feel like in a way the question is asking me, what's the greatest role you've ever played or something?
Right.
And I feel like I haven't yet, I don't think, I mean, I can certainly tell you I've done things, Shakespeare roles that have really affected me. I've done one play that always keeps coming back to me in my mind is Hurly Burly, and I did it ages ago, to varying degrees of success and failure. I played the role of Eddie, but that one has really always stuck with me. I think there's something about that play and that character in particular that he's looking for something that is very much dovetailing with something I'm looking for personally in my life, even though my personal life is not a shambles like Eddie's is. So there was something very cathartic about exploring that. So that one always comes back to me.
And now your film and television roles, you've done a bunch of films, you've done a bunch of episodic television.
Yeah.
What's it like being a working actor in New York, since there are quite a decent amount of, well, I guess on a smaller scale, there are shoots here for different episodic television shows, but there's also a huge lot to pull from of actors. So how have you navigated that?
I mean, you're right. I mean, I always joke with people that you could throw a pencil out the window and you'd probably hit an actor. Chances are pretty high, actually.
Yeah.
Or somebody looking to, I don't know, discover themselves, who are studying acting or pursuing it in some way or another. Not to disparage anybody who's trying to discover themselves.
Right. Just don't go after my roles.
I don't know. I mean, it's tough, but I think you just have to keep going out there, and I think you have to believe in yourself. Fundamentally, I think if you want to act at all, no matter what the medium is, that you should have a belief that you're interesting, that there's something you bring that you think, I think, people will want to see. And whether you can translate that into a paying job, how many lines you'll get, a career. I mean, that remains to be seen, and who can really say how that even happens? It's like there's so many elements involved. It's like picking fruit from the ether. I mean, I don't really know how it happens. All I know for myself is I just pursue it passionately. It's something I actually enjoy pursuing. I don't feel like I have to do this or else my life will crumble. It's like I want to do this. I'm curious about this, and there's an opportunity. Maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of keep pursuing it.
And your experience on Forever, your character, like you said, does get killed.
He does.
Is that the first time you've played a victim of a crime?
No.
Or there's been a lot of. All right, dig out your horror movie.
It's not the first time I played a victim of a crime. I feel like I get killed a lot.
And you seem like such a nice guy in real life.
I don't know. It's that face, I guess. I don't know. What was the question?
What was it? It was going to lead into. I noticed in Forever when you were on the slab, they had to shoot you from two ways. They brought you back and
that's right.
Kind of examined from where you had to lay face down, which I can't imagine is comfortable. What is it like playing a scene like that where you just have to just lay there? Some people might seem like that's easy, but you can't react to what's going on around you. You just pretty much have to lay there and
hold your breath and pray. The scene moves along at a steady pace.
Right.
I mean, that's really what that was for me. It's like I'm playing a body. There's not much to do beyond that. I mean, the opening scene where I get killed. Okay, there's like a lot of little tiny moments you can have. I'm on a phone with somebody, I'm eating, and I get a fare, and all these little things happen. And then of course this dramatic event occurs. So I mean, there's a lot to play there that you can create moment to moment. But then, being on the slab, it was hard. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then when they brought you back, and I'm like, oh God, this poor dude's got to go face down for another scene.
Yeah. But what was most interesting about that for me was seeing myself, because I actually did watch it, which I rarely ever do, but I did watch it. And I had this incredible makeup team who shaved me down and took away all my tattoos, because I have some tattoos. I mean, in no time. So seeing myself on television on a slab without any tattoos was odd. That's really weird.
Yeah. And shaved down also, probably also was a little weird.
It was peculiar. I was like, oh, there's that.
Yeah, who needs to manscape? You can
I don't know
just
if
get a
that
part
goes
on
into the real.
Forever and be the victim. So what other, you said you were going in for an audition this week, and what regional show are you going out with?
It's the world premiere of a show called Family Shots by Michael Slade. It's happening at the Loft Theater, the Human Race Theater Company. It's in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay. You're looking for, and obviously you're probably looking forward to getting out on the road and doing a show, but what do you feel the difference is going to be, not necessarily energy-wise, but do you feel like you as a performer have to change the way you act when you're out there? With people who would have the misconception that, okay, people in Ohio aren't going to be invested as much as people in New York would be to come see it. Is there a certain mindset that you go in with?
Honestly, I think I don't really change that much at all. I mean, I'd like to think that I just bring myself as I am and try to discover, okay, so where are we now? Who are these people I get to work with? What is this story? I mean, it's kind of the same process, I hope, when I go out and meet other people. I mean, I have experienced in the past, just kind of little jibes about being a New York actor, when you come from New York to a regional show. But I think all of that stuff is just like, it's just breaking tension. I think it's just a matter of like, we're all tense no matter where you're from.
Right.
And you come to it and you're trying to collaborate, and we need to jibe at each other and poke fun and, kind of get all that stuff out of the way so that we can get a little bit closer and more intimate and get into the show and get rid of each other. So I don't mind that stuff, it's part of the course.
And how long were you out there?
I will be out there for 6 weeks. It's actually a pretty short run, 6 weeks.
You looking forward to getting out of the hustle and bustle of New York for a little while?
No, I love New York.
You love New York? Who doesn't?
I love this. I mean, I love the fact that I get auditions and I get requested to be seen, and oh man, I got to learn these sides and those sides. Wait, what day was that one? And what is this one all about? And what do I need to? Where does my facial hair need to be?
Right.
Just like the little details and how do I juggle that with my own life? And I enjoy it. I enjoy all that stuff.
And with pilot season around the corner, did that play into your, pardon the pun with the play, as the piano starts?
We have music.
Did that go into your decision to go out on a regional gig and definitely have a 6-week?
No, it didn't play into that decision at all. It was something that I had auditioned. It was something I had auditioned for in the summertime, and it came through in early fall as an offer, and I knew it was going to be around pilot season, but I was like, January, New York, things could be really busy or things could be just picking up, and it's not like the show. I want it to be a part of it. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. So it's like, okay, let me go take this. I'll be back. I could certainly tape things, if people want to see a tape.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
I mean, that's the world we live in now. No matter where you are, you can tape.
Right.
If they want to see it. So.
Absolutely. Well, Arash, thank you so much for sitting down and do this interview.
Thank you.
I want to end it now so we can dance before we leave.
Sounds good.
I wish you all the best on the road, and
Thank you.
hopefully we'll get to sit down again when you get back.
I appreciate that. Thank you.